You opened Tinder to find someone. The algorithm had a different objective. Not the perfect match, the longest possible search. Top-tier female profiles received more matches in a 24-hour window than the average male user accumulates in 30 days. They are not responding. They cannot. This is not a glitch in the system. This is the system. Match Group generated $3.48 billion in 2025. Match Group is not a dating company. It is the world's largest operator of the loneliness economy. Tinder, Hinge, OkCupid, Match.com, Plenty of Fish, Meetic, BLK, Chispa, Archer, Salams, Upward. Over 40 brands, one owner. Available in over 40 languages. Present in every major market on the planet. In 2024, the global dating app market generated $6.18 billion. Match Group captured more than half of it. To understand how the business works, you need to understand what Tinder actually sells. It does not sell matches. It sells the hope of a match.
It starts with a swipe. Tinder.
The math is brutal. There are 3 men for every 1 woman on the platform. The bottom 80% of these men compete for 22% of women. Only the top 20% of men capture 78% of female attention. But for the man in the bottom 80%, walking away feels like losing. Now consider what happens to the women at the top of that system. A woman in the top decile of Tinder receives more matches in a single day than the average man receives in an entire month. That volume is not a victory, it is a structural trap. She cannot process that many profiles with any meaningful attention. She filters by the only metric that survives the speed of the app. That first picture, not your words, not your values, not who you are, just a thumbnail in a digital cattle market. Tinder did not create this dynamic accidentally. It designed the swipe interface to operate at exactly this speed. In 2012, Tinder co-founder Jonathan Badeen confirmed in an interview the swipe mechanic was inspired directly by B.F. Skinner's behavioral conditioning experiments. Skinner demonstrated that animals could be conditioned to repeat behaviors indefinitely by delivering rewards at variable and unpredictable intervals. If a reward is guaranteed, it's boring. If it's impossible, we stop. But when it's unpredictable, we're hooked. That unpredictability is the addiction mechanism. The match that arrives after hundreds of swipes feels like a reward precisely because it was not guaranteed. The next one might come after 20 swipes or after 300. The uncertainty is the product. The women at the top of the system are not winners. They are the mechanism. Their presence on the platform is what keeps the 90% of men swiping. Remove them and the product collapses. Keep them overwhelmed and they stay, generating the hope that sustains the ecosystem. Match Group does not need those women to find a match. It needs them to remain visible. There's a difference. And the algorithm was designed to maintain exactly that difference. The result of that design decision is measurable. In 2015, Tinder had 300,000 paying subscribers and generated $47 million in revenue. In 2024, it had 9.8 million paying subscribers and generated $1.94 billion. That is a 4,000% increase in revenue over 9 years. The app did not grow because it got better at helping people find partners. It grew because 90% of its users never found a partner, and Match Group charges that 90% a subscription fee to keep trying. Their most profitable user is the one who never finds what they came for. In 2016, CEO Sean Rad admitted something transparently cruel. Tinder used an ELO rating system, a chess ranking algorithm designed to score your desirability against everyone else. By 2019, Tinder claimed the ELO score was gone, replaced by a dynamic model. But they never explained the difference. They simply swapped a visible hierarchy for a black box. Here's where the business model becomes precise. Men are 22 times more likely to become paying users on Tinder than women. That number is not a coincidence. It is the output of a system designed to make men feel that the free version is insufficient, and the free version is insufficient by design. In the free tier, a man has a limited number of daily swipes. He cannot see who has already liked him. His profile appears in the queue after profiles of men who have paid. He cannot send a message before matching. He cannot boost his visibility. Every feature that would meaningfully improve his position in the ecosystem sits behind a paywall. Tinder does not charge for the match. It charges for the possibility of being seen. In a system it designed to make the free user invisible. The revenue per paying user in 2015, it was less than $4. In 2024 was $16.87 per month. That number has grown every single year. Not because the product improved, because the features that used to be free became paid. And the features that used to be paid became insufficient. This is the mechanism. The scarcity is manufactured. The antidote is sold by the same company. The manufacturing of scarcity is not passive. It is active, algorithmic, documented. Tinder Gold at $39.99 per month allows a man to see who has already liked him. That feature is sold as a time-saving convenience. It is not a convenience. It is access to information that the free tier deliberately withholds. Tinder Platinum at $49.99 per month allows a man to message someone before she decides whether to match with him. His profile also appears ahead of non-paying users in her queue. Think about what that actually means. The man who pays always cuts the line. When a woman receives more matches in a single day than an average man will see in a month, his position in her queue is the difference between a chance and a void. The app isn't matching souls, it's auctioning off your existence. The 2024 Valentine's Day federal complaint describes this mechanism in clinical detail. Push notifications engineered to alert users at the exact moment they have stopped using the app. Incentive rewards designed to punish disengagement and reward compulsive use. Psychological features calibrated to make the reward elusive on purpose. The complaint states that converting existing customers into addicts is more profitable than acquiring new subscribers. That sentence isn't from a critic or a journalist. It's from a federal court filing, a formal legal complaint presented before a judge in the Northern District of California. Match Group called the lawsuit ridiculous. A federal judge sent the case to arbitration at the end of 2024. The mechanisms described in the complaint have never been denied by Match Group. The attention economy on Tinder is more unequal than the income distribution of 95.1% of the world's national economies. Economists use a measurement called the Gini coefficient to quantify inequality in national economies. A score above 0.5 indicates extreme inequality. The Gini coefficient of romantic attention on Tinder is 0.58. The wealth gap in most countries is less brutal than who gets noticed on Tinder. Match Group designed that gap deliberately, and then built 40 brands to monetize every layer of it. In 2011, Match Group acquired OkCupid for $50 million. In 2015, it acquired Plenty of Fish for $575 million. In 2018, it acquired 51% of Hinge. In 2019, it acquired the remaining stake. The brands are kept separate deliberately. Different names, different aesthetics, different target demographics. Tinder for casual encounters, Hinge for serious relationships, Match.com for users over 35, BLK for black singles, Chispa for Latino singles, Salam for Muslims. Every version of loneliness has a product. Every product has a different price point. Every price point feeds the same company. That sentence is from their own filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission. The user who leaves Tinder because it does not work goes to Hinge. The user who leaves Hinge goes to OkCupid. Match Group is on the other side of every door. The portfolio is not a collection of competitors. It is a funnel with no exit. The man who has paid for 3 months of Tinder Platinum and still has not found what he was looking for has two options. He can stop, or he can try a different app. Most try a different app. The app they try is Hinge. Hinge positions itself differently. Its interface removes the swipe. Its marketing is built around a single slogan, designed to be deleted. Hinge generated $691 million in 2024, growing at 26% year over year. The CEO of Match Group has publicly stated Hinge is on track to become a $1 billion revenue business. The app designed to be deleted has never generated more money. And when the Hinge user concludes that Hinge also does not work, the next app in the funnel is OkCupid, also Match Group, then Match.com, also Match Group. The user changes apps. The revenue does not change hands. There is one metric Match Group has never published. Not in 17 years of earnings calls, not in a single SEC filing, not in any investor presentation. How many of its users found a partner? Match Group tracks payers, the number of accounts they can monetize. They track revenue per payer, squeezing every cent out of a monthly subscription. They even track monthly active users, the sheer volume of people opening the app. But they don't track successful relationships. They don't track couples formed. They don't track the one metric that would prove the product actually works. That metric does not exist in any public document because measuring it would require admitting that the business model and the product promise are not the same thing. The product promises connection. The business model requires the absence of it. Let's call this what it is. Tinder is not a dating app that works imperfectly. It is a machine built on the manufactured scarcity of romantic possibility for the majority of its male users. The bottom 80% of men compete for 22% of women. Men are 22 times more likely to pay than women. The push notification arrives the moment you try to leave. The algorithm that determines your visibility is proprietary. The metric that would prove the product works has never been published. These are not design flaws. They are design decisions. The scarcity is the product. The desperation is the incentive. And the revenue is $3.5 billion a year. Match Group does not sell the possibility of connection. It sells the inability to stop trying. To the people least likely to succeed, at a price that increases every year. That is not a paradox. That is the business model. The loneliness economy does not require that you find love. It requires that you keep trying. The free tier makes trying feel insufficient. The paid tier makes trying feel possible. The monopoly makes leaving feel pointless. In 2015, Tinder had 300,000 paying subscribers. In 2026, it had more than 10 million. The number of people using dating apps in the United States has tripled since 2013. The percentage of people who report feeling chronically lonely has also tripled since 2013. Those two curves are not a coincidence. Match Group has built a system where the product that fails generates the revenue and the product that succeeds destroys itself. Hinge is designed to be deleted. It is not being deleted. Next BlackBox opened, the Iran War. Someone is getting very rich from it. Before each announcement, every time.